What's good? What's good? What's good? What's Gucci, man? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey. How y'all doing? Huh? How y'all doing? Yeah, so I'm good this morning. I hope you all are as well. I'm alerting Instagram. I'm alerting Instagram. Hey, good morning. I'm going live on YouTube. If you want to tap into that, go at me on YouTube. A Guy from a Place. A Guy from a Place is the YouTube channel, and I go live on it, and I talk a lot. So if you'd like to hear some of my thoughts about life and being broken, but finding ways to get healed, tap in. Be blessed. Yeah, so my thought this morning. Grateful for. Grateful for. What are they grateful for? Grateful for. One, waking up. Waking up again. My eyes opening. My lungs functioning. My legs working. I'm grateful for those things. I'm saying it aloud because I'm grateful. I'm saying it aloud because I've acknowledged a lot of just like entitlement. Entitlement to bodily autonomy and mobility. And I need to express that, not just for myself, but for anybody else that may forget those things. I used to joke with my students when I would teach in the school. I'd be like, did you open your eyes this morning? Yeah. I was like, how did you do it? Well, I opened them. I said, but you're responsible for the fact that they were able to function. You're responsible for that. You in some ways, but in other ways, not so much. When I think about health, I think about just the ways that certain things take place in our life that are beyond our control. Some people live next to toxic waste, and it gives them cancer over extended periods of years. Some people are raised in families where the eating habits are so poor that they adopt the poor patterns, and it's hard to overcome them. And there's the aspect of oh, that's an excuse, and there's also the just realization that sometimes it's hard to do positive things. Sometimes it's complicated to find the space to be a good person within certain cultures. I commend everyone who does, and I'm grateful for having a blessing of being better than I was expected to be. Because I definitely have been reflecting and remembering, the grand remembering, oh, I was that type of person. I was that type of person. Sometimes I still had a space to be that type of person when I'm not paying attention. When I'm just assuming that, no, I'm good, I'm great, I'm kind. Just no, some of those things I did were mean. They were mean and selfish. When I was more honest about those things, I was more honest about just the ways I can be selfish. I found ways to help others from a genuine space. Even when it's acknowledging the good that I've done at times so that I could have good brought back to me. It's what if I just did good because I'm a kind person and I'm just coming from a loving space versus giving love to get it. And the problem with giving love to get it oftentimes is that the people that I was giving love to are people that had no intention of giving it back to me. People that didn't ask me to be the type of person I was in their life. So I'm going hard body for them, and it's oh no, I'm not doing that for you. I'm what do you mean? I just did 30 things for you. How could you not? Because why would I? Oh, right. Because you don't care about me. I care about you. I care about you more than you care about those aspects of yourself. Because the truer reality of it is some people's care for themselves may look destructive to one person, but it's joyful for them. Some people care about themselves by drinking liquor every day, right? That's their way of taking care of themselves. And I've acknowledged that rather than step into that space with judgment and saying what I would do, I just have to be more conscious of what they're comfortable doing with their life. That's more comfortable. So I'm grateful for that. That was a long one. Number two, I'm grateful for playing this new song today. I learned how to play another song that I wrote, and it felt really good. And I'm excited to share that at some point. I'm excited to record that. Grateful for that. Really grateful for that, because the song is like one of those songs that I wrote in a time where I was like, well, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this later? And I found something to do with it. A guy from a place. And on Instagram, I am Charm City Bipper. That was the second one. Number 3, I'm grateful for this space. I'm grateful for the ability to go live and meet new people, and have conversations about things as I reflect, and maybe bless somebody else's walk as I reflect on my life. I also have been thinking about my gratitude for like my testimony, and knowing that some of the things that I've done, some of my blunders, some of the ways I've fallen or look dumb, and just look dumb, just look, the ways I've looked goofy in my experience, the ways I've been embarrassed, and the ways I've been humiliated, have been able to bless other people so they don't have to be. I got tea this morning, which is still very hot. So that's number 3. And number 4 is that tea. I'm grateful for that tea. And I chose to work out this morning. I did a couple pull-ups. On a pull-up bar. I put that pull-up bar on the door frame, got active. I've been practicing a typewriter and like more unilateral movements with calisthenics. So I've been really happy about that. I did some push-ups too. So I did like the right side, left side. I feel real invigorated after I do it. And now I'm seeking out some breakfast. And then I'm going to work. I'm gainfully employed. I won't tell you exactly where, but I'm gainfully employed. I work. I do this thing. And I play music. So I'm happy with it. I don't think everybody else is, but that's none of my concern. It's none of my concern. And the day's reflection. This morning, I'm reflecting on the year. As the year is coming to a close, I'm reflecting on the last 10 years, because this 10-year mark for me is it is a testimony, or is a testament. This 10-year mark is a testament to a lot of transitions. A lot of transition. I am 10 years out of high school, and I've been through a lot since that graduation. I was reflecting on all the advice I got at that time, and I was laughing to myself, just thinking about how irrelevant so much of it was. And I was also thinking about how much space I made for people to give me advice, but like not like all the space I didn't make for me to just trust myself. To trust myself, to trust my wants. Because as I look back, I wasn't wrong about what I wanted. I just didn't trust it. Everything that I'm blessed to do right now is something that I wanted to do. At some point, my ability to do those things or do these things has genuinely just been contingent and based upon letting go of people. But I love so hard that it's complicated at times. Like I'm holding on to people that don't hold me in the same regard. I'm still wishing well for people that don't wish me well. And it's a fool's errand, but it's been my work. And I think this year has been so much of a joy for me because for the first time, I can see the clearest. I can see the clearest how people feel about me. The good, the bad, the ugly. The good, the bad, the ugly. My goodness. It's been hideous. It's been abysmal. It's been, wow, why would you say that? Why would you do that? Why would you treat me like this? The shaming tactics, the guilting tactics that I've experienced. Oh, we need you to be this more. We need you to be that more. I said, what are you going to be more for me? What more can you give me as you're asking me to give you all that I have left? And I'm telling you I have nothing. asking me to give you more, and I'm telling you and I'm showing you all the nothing I have. But even when I have nothing financially to offer, when I have nothing left to give physically, I still have so much. Oh my goodness, I still have so much. So that's what I was really grateful for this year. Like, I've had so much through the storm, and I still had so much to give to people, and I was able to give them things that made them extremely happy. What's some advice I would give to someone who's going through a hard time? I would say, I, of course, always want to know more before I give advice on things, because context is important. And I was recently talking to some friends, some family, who were like, you could say something that could push somebody over the edge. They've been right there just waiting for like just a little something, and it could push them in a direction that might not serve what they're going through. So I want to ground it in that. But I love to pray. I think that it's words greater than my own that exist in books. What those books are can be related to your religious beliefs, your faith-based practice. In my experience, I enjoy Psalm 46:10. Somebody told me that recently, and it reminded me, be still and know I am God. The knowing is that through the hard times, God is with you. And I know in my experience, I've gone through hard times where I forgot about God, but God ain't forget about me. I'm thinking that I gotta go seek the world more, and God is like, I don't know why you asking them. I don't know why you talking to them. They're not relevant. They're not going to bless you in the ways that I'm gonna bless you. And if they do bless you, it's because I told them to. I showed them how. So it's just been like really this constant moment of learning God, learning the power of faith, learning the power of God. And I'm saying it, and it might not register for everybody, but in my experience, I've seen some really dark times. Like, I've seen darkness that I'm assumed not to have seen. And I won't go too specific because I'm not here to trauma dump this morning, but just acknowledging that, again, Psalm 46:10, be still and know I am God. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Just a deeper understanding that sometimes the storm or the test or that awful thing you're experiencing is going to be something that is greater than you have an understanding for. And when you're on the other side of it, man, when you're on the other side of the storm, it's so much that you're able to give others. And it's so much space that you have to just have a level, like a layer of peace and protection. Yeah, but like I said, Jesus will give you peace and joy even in times of trouble. Absolutely. I love good stories of like perseverance. We can see it within the world we live in, where you'll see like an athlete, or you'll see a writer, or you'll see a political activist who went through these grand moments of, oh my gosh, how could that happen? And they were blessed to come out on the other side. Whether it be like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., you got Maya Angelou, where it's like their life starts in a way where it's like, you're not going to do what you said you would. That's not possible. And God shows us it is. And the highest, that universal love, I was like, yeah, they were just talking. It's just a layer of fear. I've recognized it as like, life simply comes down at times to fear and love. A lot of people are living from fear, and they think that's an honest place to exist in. But fear is a lie, because fear is often based in what we imagine could happen. That's the worst reality. And it's like, no, they're actually manifesting poor outcomes so that we feel safer. I don't get it. False evidence appearing real, fear. And it's funny because like faith is not a lot of evidence for the faith at times. The evidence for the faith is the fact that you believe it can happen. But like in my most faithful moments where I'm like, I'm gonna have a good outcome, life is gonna go good for me, I didn't have no proof of life going good for me outside of me saying that it would. Like, I'm laughing because I'm talking about this and reflecting so heavily this morning because 10 years ago, I'm graduating high school. I don't have any access to money to go to the colleges I want to go to. I'm accepted into some colleges that would have made space for me to take out loans. They would have made space for me to be on that campus confused and not knowing what I want to do and get drunk and high and just be lackadaisical. They would have made space for it. But it didn't feel true to me. So I didn't go. I didn't go to the 4-year institutions. And I chose a community college. And at the time, my guidance counselor was pushing me away from community college. He's like, that's not worth it. You got better grades than that. And I was like, better grades than community college? Like, it's community college. It's a 2-year space. I can go here and then go to a 4-year after I finish at the 2-year. Like, what's so complicated about that concept? You're my guidance counselor. You should be guiding me to do what is best for my life, not just for your write-up at the end of the year when you say you put all of these black students from the inner city in 4-year institutions. But unfortunately, that's a lot of people's calling. That's what they feel called to do, to send black children who can't afford to be in school to 4-year institutions where they can take out debts and learn things that are like magical. Like, we can learn some awesome things, but ultimately, I wanted to go to school for communications. I wanted to go to school for writing. I wanted to go to school for just really liberal arts-based concepts. I enjoyed history, and none of these things are valueless because of, like, they're framed as valueless. Liberal arts studies are framed as having no value because they don't have a monetary like reward as some, like, they don't have an immediate monetary reward in the marketplace, especially a marketplace that's serving everything but the people. But they were like some of the most valuable degrees to me. So that's what I wanted to study. And everybody, I couldn't go to one person and get hope at that time. Even the people who gave me hope were like, you know what, don't go to school, just go to work. And I'm like, damn, like, just go to work for the next 4 years? Just go work at a job? And I did. I went to work and I went to community college. And I got my 2-year degree in 3 years. And after I got my 2-year degree, I went to a 4-year for a semester and I stopped there. During that time that I spent in community college, I enjoyed my sociology classes. I enjoyed American history. I enjoyed African American studies. I enjoyed my communications classes that I took twice. I took speech twice. I enjoyed learning calculus. I made it to Calc 2, but I didn't get a degree that would allow me to be of value within the marketplace. But I've never not been of value in the marketplace. I think that's what's so unfortunate. There's so many people that are of value in the marketplace, but they don't have the credentials to certify them, or they don't know the right people. Now, the other half of the story is, during my time at community college, I learned the value of networking and relationships. I don't think enough people speak on that part. Relationships are actually the power within the college space. And I ended up having relationships with people at 4-year institutions. 4-year institutions that I got accepted to, but couldn't afford to go to. So life is funny in that way. Very funny. My tea is good this morning, y'all. Tea when it's cold outside. When it's cold outside, I got some tea today. It's cold outside, I got some tea today. But yeah, that reflection, man. You're going through hard times. You're looking for advice. Go within, go to God. I also say pray for wisdom, but sometimes that prayer comes with more than you may expect. So be ready. Pray for some wisdom. You pray for some patience. You get a lot of tests. A lot of tests of those things you pray for. My goodness. Pray for patience. End up in a school teaching kids that want to fight in the morning. Sometimes they're not even throwing their hands. They just talking to you crazy. It's like, yo, it's 9 o'clock. Why are you saying this to me, bro? Breathe. Breathe easier. Yeah, but am I grateful for this morning? Makes me feel good. My tea this morning. And just having this space to share thoughts. Anybody got any other questions? Anybody got any other questions? I think it's so sad how foolish we can be, and proudly foolish. I won't pretend that I haven't done some foolish things. I won't pretend. I'll be honest. I've done some very foolish things in my life. Number one foolish thing is thinking I knew more than I did. So much to be learned out here. And so many people willing to teach us. That's actually the funnier part. I laugh when I would hear people like, oh, people don't show up for others. I'm like, yo, so many people show up for others. They show up in ways that you don't always see or that we may not always value. Big thought for me is at this big age, the number one thing I've recognized is a lot of people are just projecting. They're projecting their inner world. And a lot of the people who say, they don't do this for us, they don't do that for us. I'm like, yo, you don't do that for me. Like, if I really gotta stop and pull cards, I'm like, bro, as much as we talk about people not showing up, I don't see you showing up for the people that you're asking to show up for you. And I had that conversation in the mirror. It's like, man, nobody's supporting my books. Nobody's supporting my channel. And I think, like, I'm not even supporting my channel in the way my channel needs to be supported. I'm not uploading as much as I need to. I'm not creating content that serves the purpose of the channel at all hours. I'm not as dedicated as I could be. That's mine. That's mine to hold. But instead of like holding it and wearing it well and like making something better and living truer, there were times where I would rather lie to myself and say, you know what, it's other people's fault. They're not doing enough for me. They need to do more. They need to do more for me. And there's a level of entitlement at times. Can't even hold you. But you know, both and. Some of the things that I'm asking for, or that I've seen people asking for, they are worthy of, they deserve it. But then the deeper conversation and thought is, are we ready for that blessing that we're praying for? I want a 10-bed home. Beds in your house, man? You only got one. I want a sports car. You don't even know how to drive. You want a Ferrari? Everybody drove a manual car. You got to take a class on paddle shifting just to own it. Wait, an automatic Ferrari? They exist, I guess. Peace. Mike. What's up? I'm driving to work. Yep. I'm driving to work. Knock out a shift and go about my business. Go about my day. But before I do that, I figured, let me talk to the people. Let me talk to my future self. The version of me that's grateful for the little things I did on this day. Them little things that go such a very long way. That's the funnier part too. Even like, I casually see things regarding relationships on socials. I just laugh. I'm like, as much as we're saying what others are supposed to do for us in relationships, the questions have to come back to, am I doing this for myself? Do I create a space for this to be done for me? Am I putting up boundaries so that people who don't do these things do not enter my space? Am I stepping into the dating pool with a savior complex? Have I acknowledged the ways that I might hate my parents? And my hatred for my parents showing up in relationships where I'm actually in rebellion to my parents' ideas, so I'm dating people that don't align with my values. Do I know my values before I step into the dating pool? Do I know my values before I step into the dating pool? Because there are dating pools that don't have piss in them. Sometimes there's a season of loneliness. Sometimes you gotta exit certain communities, wanting the community to rise up to a level that they just don't exist at. And that's fine. There's no shame. But I'm laughing. There's times where I'm like, yeah, I eat vegan food. So you don't eat no fish? Like, no, I eat vegan food. I'm vegetarian for the most part. And then like, I end up going sometimes I eat fish. And it's like, okay, you're getting salmon for dinner. You don't care about me. You sure you want to be like that? I'm like, why wouldn't I want to be like this? I've been like this for the last 5 years. Why are you coming into my life telling me to be something else? And why am I letting you? You just showed up. You just showed up, my baby. She got them snacks. That's what it is. That lust. Am I dating from lust? Possibly. That's the honest conversation. So many people are dating from their genitals. They're dating with their genitals more than they're dating with their mind. And dating from your genitals will surely get you some trouble situations in your life. Don't date from your genitals. Date with your big brain. I don't care how big your moose is. That's what the shorties are called, a big moose. I don't care how big it is. For the ladies or the gentlemen, date with your big brain. It's foolishness. And then blame it. Oh, they don't do this. They don't do that. Cooking with Kaya. The shorty's not cooking. I want to shut. Like, yo, it's people that will do the things you're asking for. You're trying to convince people that's not into that to be something they don't need to be, that they're not asking to be. My therapist said that, meet people where they are. I said, oh my goodness, you are preaching to me. Have I done it? Not always. Oh, you like yoga? Let's do some yoga. We'll be doing yoga for the first 2 weeks. Then she get comfortable. I don't want to do yoga today, babe. Let's just chill. Oh, we just gonna chill? I'm gonna go do yoga. No, baby, lay in the bed with me. No, I'm gonna go do yoga. Eventually, she gonna be in that bed and I'm gonna be doing yoga, and then eventually, we not gonna be in that bed together no more. I don't like how she make the bed no more. So like I said, honesty, man. Honesty. I can't blame one woman I dated. Like, I can't blame him. I can only blame myself. And you know what? I could. There's people who allow me to be blaming, pointing my finger. They did this. She did that. I'm like, when I get done with all of that, I sit into, I allowed it. I allowed her to do it. I allowed her to do it. Because I knew what I liked about her. I knew what else she was doing. There were other things she was doing where I was like, you know what? You can get away with that because you're doing this thing. And that's on me. That's on me every day of the week. When it was good, it was great. When it was good, it was great. So that's the part. I think until there's a full honesty about that, you're going to just keep having problems, my brothers and sisters, my peoples. Yeah. So get you some honesty. Get you some people that hold you accountable. Hold yourself accountable so those people can be comfortable around you. I want people to hold me accountable. I want good friends. You get around some good people and they see you're not a good friend to yourself and they don't want to stay. They can't be amongst you. Your frequencies don't match. Y'all energetically mismatched. I said, you're not holding yourself accountable. How I'm supposed to? How can I hold a person accountable that don't do it for themselves? How can you love somebody that don't love themselves? You can't. You can try. You can think you've been doing it. I love them so much. I love them so hard. No, you lust them. There's a version of them that you see that you want so bad. You're doing whatever you can to get it. But that's my thought. That's my thought for the day. I hope y'all blessed wherever y'all are, man. I hope this day brings you joy. I hope you can help bring joy to others. You know, joy to the world, the Lord has come. As I like to say, one day made better, as many days made greater. I'm uplifting you to be in a world that cares. If I keep it to myself, I believe that is unfair. The joys we are given our best when shared. The visionaries never die, legends survive. Through the seeds we sow daily, we get better with time. I wish you peace, prosperity, and I wish you many, many blessings. Have a blessed day. Have your best day. I'm a guy that's not going to be in this place any longer, so bye.